What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out some new Kaito support coming out in Soul Fusion. Kaito, once again, in my opinion, being the most popular character from Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, and Konami is definitely treating this guy as such. So much new support for him in this set, in the Duelist Pack 20. We just had Battle of Legends, Relentless Revenge come out. That gave us number 90, which is such a fantastic card, and this is an excellent card to basically be added into the mold. I said before that I think that Galaxy and Photon are on their way to being like kind of like a regional top 8 level deck, and I believe if Konami keeps giving Kaito more support cards that it is kind of inevitable. This is an excellent card that allows for some big playmaking potential. It's kind of like Galaxy Expedition but with a higher ceiling. So this is Galaxy Transer. It's a normal spell card. The cost of the card is fairly high because it says pay 2,000 light points. Then you target one Photon monster in your graveyard. That is all the cost, targeting the monster and giving up a quarter of your light points. It's hefty, but what you get out of this effect, I honestly think that it's worth it. It says special summon both that target and a Galaxy monster with the same level as that monster from your deck in defense position. Their attack becomes 2,000, but their effects are negated. You cannot normal or special summon monsters that turn you activate this effect except Photon or Galaxy monsters. You can only activate one Galaxy Transer per turn. So this card is a hard once per turn, and it really does kind of show you. I said this earlier, and I think that it is coming to fruition. Konami has all but given up on Cypher as an archetype. If you guys don't know about Kaito from Zexal, he actually plays 3 archetypes, not just 2. He plays Photon, Galaxy, and then in Yu-Gi-Oh! Art V and Heartland, he plays Cypher, but I guess Konami is just completely given up on Cypher. It's fine. Cypher's really not that good anyways, but this card, like, it has some drawbacks. I mean, obviously the 2,000 light points, the fact that it's a hard once per turn, the fact that it does pretty much lock you in to Galaxy and Photon monsters. I really think that that's not a problem at all, because if you look at some of the extra deck monsters that Galaxy and Photon have, they have some incredibly powerful ones. You know, number 90, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. I talk about that card all the time. Then there's number 38, Titanic Galaxy, for shutting down your opponent's spells and potentially their battle phase, making them only be able to attack this. But I think that really the biggest drawback is the fact that you have to have a Photon monster in your graveyard, and the main Photon monsters people run are like Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. There's Photon Orbital, which I haven't even talked about on this channel, but it's such a fantastic card, and it's a monster that equips itself to any Galaxy or Photon monster you have on the field. It's a level 4, and then you can basically send it to the graveyard to Rhoda for any Galaxy or Photon monster. It's such a good card. Basically, it's like Rhoda for the deck, but in monster form, and you never actually have to commit your normal summon to get that Rhoda effect. Orbital 7 was a mildly annoying character during the Zexal series. He was kind of like Kaito's helper bot, but the card itself is actually fantastic. The problem with Photon Vanisher and Photon like Thrasher is the fact that you do have to special summon those cards from your hand first to be able to reborn them from the graveyard, and sometimes that might be an issue. But even the artwork of this card kind of lets you know what Konami wants you to do with this. They basically want you to dig out one of your level 4 Photon monsters, and then, you know, kind of get like a Galaxy Wizard from your deck, go into the new Link monster, Galaxy Eye Soul Flare Dragon, which is also coming in this set. And then that's kind of nice because you'll be able to get one of those Galaxy or Photon monsters right back to your hand, so you're basically not losing any advantage through this exchange. Now, the best play with this card is actually not using any of the level 4s. It's actually using the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon itself, the big level 8. Now, if you guys don't know, Galaxy and Photon decks traditionally have ran trade-in because Galaxy Knight is level 8 and the Photon Dragon's level 8. A lot of these builds will run Light and Darkness Dragon as well. That's like a 3rd level 8 monster. So what you can do is, if you happen to, I don't know, you trade in like a Galaxy Photon Dragon early in the duel, you can activate this card, you can get back your Photon Dragon, then you summon your Galaxy Knight straight from your deck, then you're going to go into Galaxy Eye Soul Flare Dragon. Soul Flare Dragon's effect is going to activate. You're going to get your Knight right back from your graveyard to your hand. You're going to normal summon your Knight because you do have a Galaxy monster on the field. Then Knight's effect is going to kick in. You're going to get your Photon Dragon from the graveyard, and then you can go for a rank 8 XC. Now that 8 XC can be either Photon Lord, you can go for number 90, or I would recommend going for number 38 as well, because it kind of just depends on your situation. Like, do you need monster negation or do you need spell negation? And then, you know, number 90, which is the card that I love, it will give you a plus as well. It can't be destroyed by card effects at that point. This card has great playmaking potential, and I really think that like Photon Orbital is the card that makes this quite playable. Like, I would probably run multiple copies of Photon Orbital, because unlike Photon Thrasher and, you know, Photon Vanisher, which are, you can get them in the graveyard somewhat easy enough, but Orbital is just a card you can equip to anything, send it to the graveyard, and then summon it back instantly. You can get yourself a Galaxy Wizard from your deck, and then you can go straight into Soul Flare Dragon, or you could even go into Starliege Photon Blast Dragon, which is a new XC that's rank 4 that Kaito is also going to be getting. So I don't think this is a card that you'll run like 3 copies of or anything like that, because it could be totally dead in the early game. You might even just run 1 copy of it, because Galaxy Transer is searchable from number 90 if you happen to have that card on field already. But I do think this card has pretty good playmaking potential, and I think that it's a very nice piece of support. Basically, like I said, it's like Expedition with a way higher ceiling. 2,000 life points, especially turn 1, turn 2, really not that big of a deal. So whatever you guys think of Galaxy Transer and really the future of Galaxy and Photon, leave it in the comment section below, because they also have another card that has been revealed that I'll talk about in another video. But man, Photon and Galaxy, to me, it's trending in the right direction. It's very similar to like Cyber Dragons, where you're giving it all this support, you can only expect it to eventually become competitive. Not saying it's going to YCS top, but definitely on the regional top 8 level. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.